Right, Grixis Dragons. This is a viewer-submitted list, like a lot of the things that we play on stream. The mana base in this deck is probably a touch ambitious, so we're trying to play a red spell on 3 occasionally, black spells on 4, blue, red, Niv-Mizzet here. We're also trying to support Thought Erasure. So like there's 3 copies of Cinder Barons down here. So we're giving that a try. We might make some changes to the spell base that this deck is playing after we play some games with it. But as always, I like to play a few matches with at least 1 to 2 matches at least with the core of the deck that somebody sent in before I make too many changes of it. Speaking of that, am I coming to Chicago with you next weekend? Maybe. I need to talk to my wife. I also need to check the weather, Matt. I'm not driving up there if it's supposed to be snowing. Yes, definitely. I'll definitely be at the NRG event in Bloomington in March. This hand's great. We can't cast this just yet, but we have a Thought Erasure to give us a little bit of surveil action to hopefully help us find the 3rd red source. Yeah, they posted the top 32 players. Not all of them took streaming contracts. I don't think they published which of the 32 took streaming contracts, though, because I know not all of them are going to be streaming. Their announcement felt like it was a little bit sloppy, though. I feel like if they were gonna announce a streaming thing where like they were gonna have a bunch of people streaming, they probably should have like linked all of their Twitch channels and stuff like that in the announcement, but maybe that's just me. Happy New Year to you too, Mazer Mouse. Thanks for the 4-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. So I took the Wild Growth Walker because with the Jade Light Ranger here, I can Moment of Craving the Jade Light in response to its trigger. Yeah, BBD, Brad Nelson, ONT, William Jensen, PV. There's a large chunk of them that are all streaming for sure. So really looking for a red source here. Awkward. We mentioned the mana base is going to be a little bit strained in this deck. Yep. Looks like the opponent's playing the red-green Frenzy deck that we've played on stream a number of times before, so I probably want to prioritize holding this Negate for a copy of Frenzy later. Cam Bam, thanks for the 8-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Well, I mean, and becoming a better streamer comes with practice too, legit. Like, if you even just, like, look back at my streams from the beginning of last year, even 6 months ago, you'll see great improvements in not only the quality of the content I'm producing, but also just, like, my personality and the give and take and stuff like that, as I get more experience with, like, interacting with folks. And I've been doing this a while, right? And I'm still improving. Yeah, our mana has not been super exciting so far. Would really like to draw like a Thought Erasure here. Perfect. So I get to Disinformation Campaign, take this card, and then Thought Erasure this Banefire and pick these back up. Yeah, exactly, Bob. Like, you know, people often comment that I'm very genuine on stream. It's hard to not be who you actually are as a person when you're streaming for, you know, 6, 7, 8 hours a day, right? Like, if you're trying to lie about who you are or hide, like, that you have terrible tendencies, like, being in front of a camera for 8 hours at a crack, like, talking to random people on the internet that are popping up in your chat is very difficult. Wraithmorn, thank you for the 16-month resub. I appreciate that. I will be happy to add those to dealer choice. I agree, Pokemon Nerd. Moving from banning people that don't follow the stream rules to just timing them out was a good improvement. I think I want Doom Whisperer as a way to just like punch them in the face in the air. Ritual of Soot seems pretty reasonable here. So Disinformation Campaign was actually okay there, but I think it's probably medium overall, especially if they're going to have Experimental Frenzy going. I don't think Duress is good enough. They don't have that many non-creature spells. I don't think any of these other cards are that useful. I've always wondered how the gaming teams make money. Do they get a portion of what you make by giving you the tag? What do you mean by it? What do you mean by that? I'm not sure what you're referring to. Dying slowly. This hand seems great. Can cast all my spells. It's got discard. It's got removal. So I think the counter spells in general are probably a little mediocre in this deck. Just like, if you look at what this deck is doing, we have all these cards like Thought Erasure and Planeswalkers and Dragons that are like encouraging us to tap out. So like playing a card that discourages us from tapping out kind of goes against the grain of what a lot of this deck is trying to do. Standard staple Cinder Barons. Double Frenzy, Tilt. I guess I just take Wayward Swordtooth here to try and make their frenzies a little bit weaker. All right, so if I punished for not erasing the Experimental Frenzy, such as another Frenzy. Well, I'm not NRG Jeff Hoagland. So like my sponsors in the corner there, they all sell products or are advertising something. So like they give me money to advertise their stuff. And other like esports teams, if that's what you're referring to, like TSM and Tempo Storm and stuff like that, Liquid, there's a bunch of those. Those teams have sponsors and those sponsors give them money. So that way the teams can afford to pay players. Generally speaking, esports teams pay their players. The players don't pay the team. I don't think I want a Craving the Elf. I think I'd rather Craving the Branch Walker. That could go either way here. Maybe I am supposed to kill the elf just because they're stumbling on lands. Maybe I am supposed to just do this. Yeah, that's true. Some competitively focused teams that like pay their players a salary take some percentage of their winnings back. But like those things that like take percentages of winnings, those are usually teams that like are like paying players to live basically. I think I just Sarkhan here. I don't really care about their hand at this point. But I think I'm just gonna go ahead and bin this Thought Erasure.
Madness.
What madness? Why not Sarkhan into Nicol? Yeah, I guess that would be fine. Maybe that's a little better.
Might demands power.
I'd be in a little bit better position to race if I'd have played Nicol Bolas last turn. Little stumble and die there. And that's one of the things that I really like about So like this deck is, someone asked earlier if this was a mid-range deck or a control deck, and I think the best way to describe this is it's a mid-range deck, or it's a control deck that has a clock, right? So like having these powerful dragons just like allows you to close games out when your opponent stumbles. This seems fine. I don't have a red source, but like Thought Erasure plus this are gonna help me find one. When are we getting standard bingo cards? I should probably do those up at some point, especially since we're doing more standard than anything these days. Yeah, like, I mean, like, we're just like a playable blue-black control hand here, right? Like, eventually has a Nicol Bolas. Perfect. Never didn't have it. Show me what you're working with. Oh, this nonsense. Okay, so they don't have a green source. I just take the Lich's Master, right? They can't win the game without that card. Well, hello there. I think I want to just do this to play this next turn to start pressuring them, so I can get max value off of this right away. Yeah, if we draw a Discovery, we will definitely hold on to the Discovery to Dispersal or Lich's Mastery. This matchup should be pretty good for us on average. Little bit of column A, little bit of column B, punk rock. It's a pretty decent turn overall. All right, I'm gonna start with this because if I draw another land, I can play a second one. I want to donate towards the blue-black ninja deck and Legacy when you'll be playing Legacy again. So the Legacy decks in the queue, Skull Clamp MTG, are just gonna work. My Magic Online streams in the morning are just working from the top of both those queues. So when basically every morning when I sign on, I just look and go, all right, is there a Legacy or Modern deck at the top? And then I play whatever's at the top accordingly. Chai-Chi, thank you very much for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. I think I just flip this and draw 2 cards, right? They have 2, 5, 6, 7, 8 next turn, which I think is fine.
How my knowledge is
Woof. That was a little bit bad. Can't wait to start donating for Teamer Standard Brews once the set drops. Thanks for the support, Lenny. I'm excited for some Teamer too. So I assume this is getting a way to kill Nicol Bolas. Any Surveil card at any point is going to be aces here.
I don't need this. I need this.
Bumping ninjas seems like a good idea. SCTR, thank you for the biddies. I appreciate your generosity as always. That'll probably be up tomorrow morning then. I believe that puts it thoroughly at the top. So I think I'm gonna Varix just as a 4/4 to hold this negate up. Probably can't lose if that's the case. Hey, the original Eddie, thanks for the 5-month resub. I appreciate that. Thanks for shipping your Prime Bucks this way again this month. Welcome back. Sure. The Discovery Channel, Wild Discoveries on the Stack. How fitting. What a flavor win. No, there's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. Naldrick, thanks for the sub trade, folks. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, I think I just do this turn, right?
Love a little bloodshed.
Is this enter the battlefield? Holy crap, it really does. Alrighty, well. The casual ult my planeswalker for the eventual draw 4, deal. Just in case this isn't good enough. Ooh, that's a good one too. So start pressuring their hand.
Never seen water burn.
But we won't get value because they're dying. How sad. Just like don't have time to get value because they're dead. It's hammer time. So is Angrath the best planeswalker in standard or the best planeswalker in standard? Ooh, that's so good. So even if they have like a Settle the Wreckage, I don't even have to show them negate here. I just get to go like Angrath, take your card, Nicol, take your card. Guess who's back? Back again. Nicol's back. Tell a friend. Do 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 do. Pew pew. Man, stealing game 1 here feels real good. So post board, I expect the opponent to board in some creatures, though not a ton, because our deck with counter spells and discovery beats up their combo plan pretty well, pretty consistently. So I definitely want my discard spells. My extra threats seem fine. This kills their Carnage Tyrant. I guess I'll bring in 1 expansion, seems fine. So the mana base in this build is a little ambitious in terms of like the spells that's trying to cast, but like the mix of spells this deck is trying to cast are very good. When we're playing Magic, we're winning. Does Contempt have a target post board? Yeah, I think so. Usually they have things like Lyra. I guess Carnage Tyrant doesn't die to that. Yeah, they've had Thief of Sanity in their sideboard before too. The opponent's deck is a 5-color combo deck called 5-color Lich's Mastery. If you're interested in seeing it played, you can find it on my YouTube channel on my website, jeffhoagland.com. Click standard decks at the top. This hand is excellent. Captain Command, Nicol Bolas, best planeswalker in standard. I don't know. He's competing with my boy Angrath here. Rainbow Lich, 5-color Lich, whatever you want to call it. Hey, confusion is bliss. 1 month from having a baby, I'm not ready. Maybe thrust into parenthood. Thanks for the 8 months, I appreciate it. Apparently the opponent stopped playing to see interaction. Not down with the whole interactive magic. Got him. Yeah, Dino, I actually cut your sabotages before we started because double black cards were just too or double blue cards on top of all our other constraints were just too ambitious. An extra negate over the Midrange Syncopate seems reasonable. Sphinx The Sphinx seems really interesting. It's an effect that seems like it's incredibly hard to judge the power level of, as it's so unique. Neemzor, thanks for the brand new Twitch Prime sub. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome.
I know.
I think I actually, I'm just gonna decline here. I'm just gonna pass. I want to keep all the cards in my hand. When do I think I'm gonna do another legacy deck? I think we had enough cheers to bump another legacy deck up into tomorrow morning, Current Liberated. If you want to find out if I'll play a deck of your choosing on stream, the details on my deck submission process are here. There's a form that you fill out on that website with a link to the deck list that lets me stay organized and view the decks that you'd like to send in. I think I just slam Niv-Mizzet here.
To the skies.
I don't think I'm gonna have time to do 2 legacy decks tomorrow morning, Karn. Legacy tends to take longer times for the stream. So like when I do a legacy deck, I usually want to pair it with a faster modern deck. Legacy leagues, except for things like the what's it called? The meme decks tend to be slower. Hostage Taker's okay here. The scary part here is that my opponent could have drawn a way to kill my Niv off of my deck, because their deck probably doesn't have good ways to kill Niv, whereas my deck does.
I will call the dragons.
Nick was a good draw here, because it means even if they kill this turn, I have another blocker. Someone commented I wanted to stop during my upkeep. You're right. I should have cast down their Hostage Taker during my upkeep, because then when I drew my card for my draw step, I could have triggered Niv-Mizzet to shoot something. By shooting their Thief of Sanity here, I make it so they don't want to cast another spell this turn, which is nice for me. That's a pretty excellent draw. They could have a dive down here. So this actually works out really well for me because I drew Dispersal for the turn. So I get to Dispersal the Variks back to my hand. They discard their last card and I kill their Thief of Sanity. They're just like left with actual nothing here. All right, glad to see we understand where this is headed. That was a pretty fantastic turn for us. A card liberated with the $5 tip. I appreciate that. Let's bump Mono Black Reanimator ahead of the other Legacy decks. Hugeltron. As a heads up, card liberated, I've got like, there's a large amount of points waiting to be added to the Ninja deck in the queue. I don't update the queue in real time. I think the Ninja deck's getting bumped by like 60 or 70 points after I sign off today. Yeah, what this deck has going on seems really sweet. So I think I want to trim my counter spells here. I definitely want all my removal spells. Golden Demise is pretty good in this matchup. A lot of their stuff doesn't have that much toughness. Disinformation Campaign's a little bit slow. Am I going to play Draft? No, we play only Constructed on this channel. We play all Standard when we're playing Magic Arena, and we play Modern Legacy on Magic Online. Is this just too expensive? I think this might just be too expensive. Although, all of these might be clunky. Let's trim one of those and leave one Contempt in. I love you, Jeff. Thanks for always delivering prime insight to me and your viewers. Time me out, fam. What's going on? Labby, I appreciate the 2 months. Lil Bappy. Thanks for the 2-month resub. Welcome back. There are plenty of great people who do a lot of really awesome limited content. I am not one of them. So if you enjoy constructed Magic, this is definitely the place for you. This hand's reasonable. This hand needs a third land desperately, but Thought Erasure lets us surveil, hopefully to find one. Arena is sweet. Does best of one become a format that is worth tracking the meta on? I mean, we don't have a meaningful way to track it. So, I mean, if you care about best of one, you'd probably like to track it, but we don't have a good way to get that data out of Magic Arena. Their start is real slow here. Huh. Is it greedy to take Dive Down here and just hope they play the Thief of Sanity? Nah, I'm gonna do that. That land can stay right there. And this way, if they jam the Thief, I just like untap Golden Demise and they like roll over. I guess I don't have a good way to take Hostage Taker off the table. That's actually a really fair assessment. Maybe I'm supposed to get rid of the land so I don't have a good way to take Hostage Taker off the table. I start about 8:30 in the morning. 8:30 Central Standard Time. In the AMs. Old man time. No, that's like small children time. My wife and I lovingly refer to 6 a.m. as Declan o'clock. Basic swamp Niv-Mizzet. Not looking fantastic here. I'm not playing my Nicol Bolas out here because I don't have a way to kill their Hostage Taker. So if I jam Nick, they're just going to Hostage Taker him and then play him back at me the following turn. It's possible I should stop being greedy and just Golden Demise this Dire Fleet, but then they get a free window to jam the Thief of Sanity. Getting ready for the Tiny Chaos Factory. Tiny Chaos Factory. That's a fun name for children. I approve. All right, that's fantastic. because it means I can cast down the Hostage Taker. This does give them a chance to draw a copy of Dive Down, but if they don't draw exactly a Dive Down here, we should be pretty far ahead. I believe Magic Arena, so long as all your cards have the same artwork, always plays the one that they know about. All right, so I could get got here, but I'm gonna be cheeky and I'm gonna cast down their Hostage Taker inside of their draw step, because this way I get to get the card out of their hand. So if they draw Dive Down, I'm just like stone cold dead here. But if they didn't draw Dive Down, my Nick takes the card out of their hand during their draw step. Just like max greed here. Oh god, they drew the Dive Down. They're like highlighting their Hostage Taker. Woo! Woo! Dodge it. Look at that. Greed is good, chat. Greed is good. Never forget. Never forget. Greed is excellent. Would I make the same play in the finals of a high-level event? Not that you play those. It's funny because it's true. Yeah, I think so. Like, they've already played one Dive Down, so, like, the chances of them, like, having another is, like, pretty low. Is Dead Guy Ale deck in the queue missing a link, or is it waiting for the new Kaya? It doesn't have a link up there. I'm just playing my preferred iteration of Dead Guy Ale. No, I want to flip Nicol Bolas here, so that way they can't re-Hostage Taker him.
I thought I was fighting dragons when I was truly fighting ants. My genius is unmatched.
This build of dragons seems really good so far. It's got some good tools in it. Yeah, you've got it, Dire Fleet Poisoner. You get in there. Give him the business.
No fire,
Dunk.
no steel.
I've got a list in my deck editor, Davis, that I've played post Death Ray Shaman. Kneel before Zod! Sorry, wrong genre. Sorry, focus. How are we doing, folks? Welcome. Hope everyone's having a great Thursday wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for dropping in here today. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. I'm here playing Magic 30, 40, 50 hours a week. We play all constructed Magic on this channel. We play a ton of Standard here on Magic Arena. We also play some Modern and some Legacy on Magic Online. If you find yourself enjoying my content, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are the people that keep me employed here full-time. I wouldn't be here day in and day out without their wonderful support. Past subscribing, you can also support my stuff by checking out some of my very wonderful sponsors. The Nerd Rage Gaming Championship Series is a tournament series located in the Midwestern United States. It's a $5,000 cash tournament every single month. If you can't make it out to the Midwest to play in their tournaments, you can also check out their live streaming coverage every month at twitch.tv/NRG series. Cardsphere.com will have to help you turn your cards into other cards direct to the players. There's no haggling, and they just take a 1% fee off the top. They also have a really wonderful draft simulator on their website that you're working on, so if you enjoy Limited, be sure to check that out. inkedgaming.com. We'd love to help you customize your gaming experience using code Jeff12. You can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, and bags with them. You can upload your own custom artwork or choose from the wide range of custom artworks that they have on their website. And of course, I'd like to welcome everyone out there to Hoaglandia. Thanks for dropping by here today. I know there's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now, and I appreciate you choosing to spend part of your time here with us. Remember, if you are new and enjoying my content, make sure you hit the follow button. Following the stream doesn't cost you anything. It lets you know when I go live and with what. If you really like the way I explain my plays and you want to see more of my content after I'm done streaming today, I'm going to be streaming for another 4 or 5 hours yet today, but afterwards you can check out my YouTube channel and my website, jeffhoagland.com. I break everything up that I stream on there by deck, so you can easily find just the matches that you care about. Well, took over 2 years, but finally got my ass handed to me by Hoagland. Was on the Pirates deck and didn't have a prayer. Yeah, the upkeep, the draw step cast down. I was like, maybe it's greedy, but the upside was high. Thanks for the 33 months, Justin. Good luck in the rest of your matches today. Use these bits to give free timeouts to the next 100 people. Thanks for the biddies, Captain Command. Yeah, I got you. All right, so this hand is not fantastic against mono blue tempo. Man, their hand is pretty good. Do I just take the retort here? So that way if I draw a sweeper, it can resolve? I think so. I think I just take the counter spells. That way I can put myself in a position to resolve a sweeper. When did that happen? Nerdster, have a sword to go with your shield. Just like the perfect on the top of their deck. Tilt. Tilt. Tilt! Alright, alright. Well, that bodes well for the home team. What did I say are this deck's best matchups? I have no idea. We've played 3 or 4 matches with this specific configuration of this deck today. This is a viewer submitted deck list. So we're kind of just playing some games here, trying to get a feel for where it might be good, bad, or otherwise. Just take it. Dell DC MTG, thanks for the 2-month resub. I appreciate you sending your Beza bucks back this way again. Honestly, I think I'm just supposed to do this. I just need to take their Curious Obsession off the table. I think that's an exchange that I'm happy with. Yeah, we're really hoping they put another creature on the table there, but I'm gonna get too far behind if I let them keep doing their thing. Hopefully we draw a land next turn so I can go Sarkhan into Nicol Bolas. Fantastic. Elf Ooze Wizard. That's a heck of a type line. Yeah, that card's okay. It's probably not going to be particularly playable. Creature effects like that in a creature are pretty awkward. There's lots of chances to interact with them. All right, so if I keep both of these on top of my deck, I can cast down plus Nicol Bolas next turn, which is a good combination. Yeah, they definitely stepped up their game on like meme creature types in this set. Just like A+ as far as meme creature types go. Getting counterspelled again? Do they just like have, I wonder if they have another Merfolk Trickster here? Because, like, they didn't counterspell this, and they didn't commit anything else to the board. Maybe they're just being conservative and playing around on their sweeper effect. That would be ideal for me. If they have another Trickster to play out here, I'm probably going to be pretty far behind. Yeah, that's pretty unfortunate. I think I want to preserve my health total here and just kill one of these Tricksters. I think Magic Arena leaving information revealed that you are aware of is one of the best things about this application. Having your players do busy work with memorization on things that they could be writing down is tedious. The point of computers is to make your life easier. So the computer can and should make my life easier by writing things down that I could otherwise be writing down for me. So I'm dead to another Merfolk Trickster here, but which means they have a third Merfolk Trickster. Yeah, so I killed the 1/1 because I was dead to another Merfolk Trickster either way here. That's pretty unfortunate. I felt like we had a clunky start and we drew back into it well, but then they just had like running Trickster at the end there. Little unfortunate for us. Gonna board similar to how we boarded against the other aggro deck, cut some of our bottom end, bring in some more removal spells. I wonder if this is a duress matchup. I think this is a duress matchup. Usually when you lose to mono blue with a mid-range deck like this, it involves dying with cards in your hand. So if you can just like play efficient cards, let you play your cards out, usually that's something you want to be doing. How do we feel about Angrath versus Doom Whisperer? I guess Angrath is a removal spell that also generates value, so I think I'd rather have the removal spell than a 6/6 flyer. Could go either way though. I think I'd rather have Angrath though. Give this a try. I think the Vraska's Contempts and the Eldest Reborns are probably not worth bringing in. What type of mathematics degree do I have? My master's degree didn't have a specific focus. It's just a generic master's in mathematics from Illinois State University, where I live here in central Illinois. The focus of the project I did with my master's degree was working with graph theory and analyzing networks, but nothing too specialized. Love to play first. Thank you for asking. Easy mulligan. Seems like not amazing, but it's fine. We like a red source, and hopefully this Discovery Dispersal is going to help me find one. Yeah, these decks, this deck is going to be super excited to play Blood Crypt, because like, if you look at like what this deck is doing, this deck is basically a base black-red deck that wants to have a small blue splash, and right now it's difficult to do that because we don't have a black-red dual land that's good. We've got a bunch of the, like, Cinder Barons that feel miserable. DM Ruck, thank you very much for the Prime support. I know there's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. Yeah, I was a little aggressive in digging for my red source here, but I think it's correct. I don't know. We could end up getting punished for this decision. I'm gonna dig for my red source for next turn. Samba's like black magic rod. The new set releases on Magic Arena on January 17th. Alright, so do I jam Nick here, or do I play double removal spell? I think I'm supposed to double removal spell. So I want a Lava Coil before I Moment of Craving, because Moment of Craving is an instant speed card, which means if they dive down this in response to the Lava Coil, I can then Moment of Craving in response. They're just gonna have double protection here. Anybody who thinks the new Zakama is anything remotely close to Birthing Pod doesn't understand why Birthing Pod was good. It's not even close to Birthing Pod. You can't activate it the turn it comes into play. It's susceptible to all forms of removal because it's a creature. It's much. It costs 4 mana all the time. Birthing Pod was a 3 mana spell. Birthing Pod's a 3-mana spell that costs 2 life when you played it. Alright, I'm gonna play Nicol Bolas out here because they have fewer counter spells that counter this, which means they're gonna have another Wizard's Retort. Yeah, this is just one of those. Sometimes the mono blue deck just has unbeatable draws, and if we hit a red source next turn that's untapped, this Niv-Mizzet could baby steal this game back from us, but it's just kind of a tough nut to crack. Or just like has the this is the mono blue's perfect draw, right? It's like 1 drop into Obsession into lots of protection for it. Woof.
No pain.
Probably have 1 more shot at a red source here. Dragonskull Summit or Sulfur Falls would be real good. Otherwise, we'll peck it up, peck it in. Yep, good game, opponent. Not a whole lot we can do there against that draw. Yeah, the new Zakama is like an EDH/cube card that's not a standard card. It's not a modern card. Yeah, different people like different parts of Magic, Shep. There's people that really hate playing against Teferi. There's people that hate playing against mono blue. There's people that hate playing against mono red, white weenie. There's people that hate playing against whatever particular deck they currently happen to be playing against. I'm not really sure why they play Magic. You know, that's just how it goes. I agree. The new Dovin seems like a really interesting design. Do I play the standard leagues? I don't usually. So all the decks we play on stream are viewer submitted deck lists. So I like to have the flexibility to make changes to the deck in between matches that we're playing. Whereas if we jump into one of the leagues, we get locked into the 75 that we want to submit with. Usually a better learning experience if I could choose to make changes in between what we have going on. When you get that feel like you feel like you're really about to sneeze a bunch and then you like go to and you don't actually, it's like awkward. Pretty easy mulligan here in the dark, I think. Just like basically 6 lands, Vraska's Contempt. So, I mean, we mulliganed low here, but like if this hand finds a second land on 2, it's gonna go places. We get to get Search for Azcanta going, which seems appealing. When I'm playing some kind of green-black sap rolling deck. Brick and Die is definitely always an alternative. If you've played enough Magic the Gathering, you know that Brick and Die is always an option. Alright. Couple of cheap sweepers, extra lava coils. Contempt might be okay. I'm gonna bring a Doom Whisperer to fly over the top of whatever it is they're doing. Trim some of these clunkiness. Seems fine. I'm not sure if I'm sold on these Varix Blade Wings. It seems fine. Cast all its spells. I don't have any strong opinions on whether magic cards are good, bad, or otherwise until we have a full set out. Just like, so the thing you need to understand is like, anytime you spend energy trying to build decks or evaluate cards before you have the whole picture, you're just wasting energy usually, because all it takes is like one more new card to like completely change what an archetype can do in terms of power level. So like, why spend energy trying to assess something only to like need to spend more energy again in the future just because they spoil another card? Like, just wait a second, it's gonna be okay. Yeah, standard. So build around decks for a $25 donation. Those decks go into the queue with 25 points. So they'll be pretty close to the top of the standard queue. All right, so we'll save a Doomblade for that one. I have a Moment of Craving for that one, so I guess we'll get rid of that. I'll keep a 5th land on top so I can curve out into this nicely. You know what the best thing about Magic Arena is? The price of a mythic on Magic Arena on set release is the same price of that mythic 2 weeks from now or 2 months from now. Not having to deal with secondary market nonsense is so great. Just like getting to just like sit there and play Magic instead of having to worry about like, oh, am I gonna get screwed if I don't buy this card now? Feels really good. I guess I shouldn't auto pass here, because if they kill this, I want to pay some life. Yeah, opponent appears to be playing a cards I own deck, which happens whether or not we're playing the traditional queue or the constructed events occasionally. The traditional queue has MMR-based matchmaking, which is nice, so these happen a little bit less often, but we still do get paired into them sometimes, especially if we've had a losing streak recently. Look at that. I'm almost at 11,000 Twitter followers. Why are there 11,000 people that want to see the things that I scream at the internet? That's terrifying. Yeah, it does look like the Sapperling precon deck. Something close to it. I follow you for your extra rants. I think I'd pick current standard Spellweaver. I like current standard a lot. Big fan of this format. I think having the new format only be sets that the play design has touched would also be a very big win for the format. Man, anytime you Doom Whisper and like ditch 2 lands, you're like, man, this was like pay 2 life, draw 2 cards. I would love an Angrath, thank you. So this doesn't come down until 8, so that's a while from now. We'll just gobble this up and start hitting them for 6. I believe you get rewards for both constructed and limited, but don't quote me on that. Come on, opponent. Feeling a little under the weather, anything you give me an old timeout? Of course, Toxic Flames. Thanks for the 5 months. Welcome back. No fire, no steel. Give him the old chain. Angrath, he's into whips and chains.
You're just fuel for the fires of free. No fire, no steel.
No fire, no steel. Legacy staple Angrath, that's true. He's real good. Yeah, Angrath's +1 and -3 animations are just A+. They're very, very well done. Why do a bunch of folks request timeouts? So I actually have a really good answer to that. So they're requesting timeouts is a meme because some people get really offended that we have chat rules on this channel and I enforce them. So there are a number of people who get very, very upset that that there are rules to be had here and that throw temper tantrums when they get timed out. 8 months, it's like a roller coaster that starts when you chain climb and can't get off and accept your fate. What's going on, Rabin? Thanks for the 2/3 of a year. Welcome back. Angrath won every game in Legacy that he resolved. Zach? It seems fine. The lands are a little bit slow, but like the spells are great. Right, even if we don't draw the land naturally next turn, discovery probably means we find it. So I'm going to discovery before I play a land tier, so that way, if I find a shock land, I can put that into play tap nicely. I'm going to bin both of these here, just digging for lands. Or as Cinder Barons. Soon, this will be a shock land. This Grixis Dragons archetype, or like black-red splash some blue dragons, I think it's going to be really sweet when we get Blood Crypt. Slightly better mana is something this archetype desperately wants. Angrath's ultimate animation is disappointment and sadness. It's not a good scene.
You feel the don't doubt my methods.
Don't doubt my methods. Just like turn 4, have yet to play a land that came into play untapped yet. Yeah, in proportion to how awesome his animations are for the rest of him, the ultimate animation is just like super awkward. As if you aren't gonna make $10,000 from donated after. Listen, as a meme streamer, that pod creature sounds great, okay? As someone who's a full-time meme, we're gonna play the crap out of the birthing pod creature on stream.
Are you ready?
I should do like a set review that's just like me predicting what the ratio of these new cards being submitted to be played on stream is going to be. That would be a funny comparison. This is the meme reading of this card. How likely it is to be submitted by people watching. All right, so if I hit this once, and then Sarkhan's gonna draw and hit it again, and then Vraska's Contempt's gonna trigger and hit it a third time. Oh, I can demise and hit both. That's a good suggestion. I didn't think about the demise. Yeah, that's an A+ suggestion, actually. All right. Oh, my opponent was just enabling the city's blessing. That makes sense. But like now, I get to activate Sarkhan and kill the Twilight Prophet.
Bolas told me I should do this.
Bolas told me I should do this. Alright, this game's pretty done. Confirmed able to beat a Cider deck. Oh, that just came into play tapped. Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. I totally realized that was about to come into play tapped. Totally was aware of the fact that on turn 7, my dual land was still gonna enter the battlefield tapped. Definitely realized that. Whoopsie poopsie.
They are coming.
Oh, I clicked on the wrong thing. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. We're winning by a lot. We could be super sloppy here. Yeah, I'm not attacking because this says Reach and Death Touch. The Ziggs! Thank you for the 10-month reset. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. That stupid Twitch chat, the infinitely worse pod is unplayable in Modern. I'm probably not gonna accept decks based around that card for less than like 50 or 60 bucks in Modern, Burgle. It's gonna be exceptionally bad in Modern. Like really bad. Caboose Man with the brand new Prime support. Thank you very much for shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month. I appreciate it. Welcome. Thunk. These are my mythics. There are many like them, but these ones are mine. I agree, Burgle. I think actual factual birthing pod probably isn't even that good in Modern.
I know what must be done.
So like worse birthing pod, certainly not good in Modern. Yeah, they decided to bless our wallets by not making Niv a mythic, so that was nice of them. All right, let's do one or two more here. Actual factual birthing pod saw a non-zero amount of play in the standard death format that it was in. We went 8 turns in a row without playing an untapped lands. Just Grixis things. I would love to play first. Thank you for asking. Can I keep this? Can I keep this? Am I allowed to keep this? I'm on the play. I'm on the play. It's not turn 4 Niv, right? It's triple tap plan turn 5 Niv. I don't know. What do the kids say? YOLO? Temple of Tilt. Temple of Tilt. Do 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 do. This is what the kids say is yeet. Alright, we're playing against Jeskai. I believe Jeskai is a decent matchup for us. I believe. Things I would like to not have in my hand any longer. This Ritual of Soot. Holy gosh, a land that can come into play untapped and makes other future lands be untapped. That's so exciting. Who's excited? I'm excited.
Come to me.
Thunk. Roar. Obviously, this hand worked out, so it was very keepable. Just played perfectly, etc., etc. Wow, that's rude.
Yes.
All right, here's hoping they don't play Spell Pierce. All right, this is the squad, okay?
Fire.
Thunk.
No
Squad goals. No fire, no steel. Yeah, we've got like 2 planeswalkers ticking up towards ultimate, pressure in their hand. Enchantment sucks, sincerely Grixis, right? I'll give you a big old case of the thunk.
No fire, no steel.
So, this is actually an interesting decision point. Do I Erasure before the Disinformation Campaign to take a 3-mana counterspell out of their hand? Obviously, it means if I sequence them the other way, the Thought Erasure picks my campaign back up. But I think keeping the card advantage from the campaign going is important enough that I want to spot check for a 3-mana counter first. What madness? Whoa! Whoa! Oh, Sarkhan. That's weird, opponent. Where'd all your cards go? Where'd all your cards go, opponent? You stopped my Niv-Mizzet. That's my best card. They're like reading like, what do these tier 4 planeswalkers do? They've got text on them over here. Alright, there's a Teferi. Are we tucking Sarkhan in? Please tuck Sarkhan in. That's so great for me. Oh, that's so good.
No fire, no steel.
No fire, no steel. Okay. Alrighty. We'll happily pick that one back up. I would like to Vraska's Contempt that one. Are we done here? What are we doing with ourselves here, opponent? What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That was a good one. I think we're still plenty in this game though. Like Nikki B is gonna come down here. They're gonna get to draw 1 extra card from Teferi, but I'm gonna like give Teferi a love tap with Nicol Bolas next turn, and I get to like play Sarkhan, cycle through Sarkhan. Yeah, I think it gets better for us post board too. The bunch of Eldest Reborns would be really great. Ral, nope. How about a no button?
Signs indicate that hurt.
Signs indicate that hurt. All right, they're giving it their college best here. Their draws have been very good. Like, if they have, like, a Seal Away here or a Settle the Wreckage, we could actually be in trouble. If Teferi gets off the table here, we're going to be in a good spot. I'm going to get rid of this backup Sarkhan at this point.
I don't need this.
Oh, I could play Campaign first. Yeah, good call. Good call. I should play Campaign first. Completely agree. That is a good A+ suggestion. Let's me play around those two cards I just named. Oh, sadness. Sadness goes on the stack. Rude. This has just been like a quality game of Magic, to be fair, though. Here's hoping we draw a Dispersal here. Tilt. They could find a 2-mana counter here. They have like a Negate or a Disdainful Stroke in their main deck. It's really weird that they're doing this in response, because they don't find a counter, Angrath takes the card out of their hand. Excuse me.
Never seen no fire, no steel.
No fire, no steel. Okay, they're still kicking. Thunk.
No fire, no steel. Bolas told me I should do this.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and cast this just to surveil here. It lets me pick my Disinformation Campaign back up too. This is like surveil one draw card basically. Because if I find a discovery, I can actually get rid of this Excellence Binding thanks to like all my cards that pressure their hand. But is there any chance a day where viewers can challenge you or have some kind of tournament with subs? Until Direct Challenge gets a best of 3, I'm not going to try and run any kind of tournament style stuff. Once Direct Challenge gets a best of 3 mode, I think I would like to try and run some sub style tournaments, but until that happens, I think it's just a little bit too awkward. Weird. And as far as like challenges go, the problem with challenges is that, oh, they misclicked. As far as challenges go, challenges always leave someone feeling upset in my experience, because like I'm never gonna have time to play with absolutely everyone. I'm gonna hold this Dragonskull Summit for now, because I might cycle it with the Sarkhan next turn. I'm not playing the Niv-Mizzet for those who are wondering, because there's a Niv-Mizzet under this Excellence Binding here. Wow, I can't syncopate the binding because I didn't play the land out. Wow, that's brutal. Crap. If they have a land, I can syncopate for 6 right now. So if there are other cards a land that's untapped, I can't syncopate. Yeah, I'm gonna swap the syncopate for a negate. If we play another match after this, that should definitely happen. Syncopate's pretty mediocre overall. I think your counter spells should just be things like negate in this style of deck, because you have so many cards that are good against creatures in terms of removal spells that I think you'd much rather. Do I care about this? I think I care about this. Do I? Their draws have been like unreal. I guess I don't.
Decisions.
How many cards are left in their deck? That's a good question. 25. looks really good. I don't know why they played that land out. They can activate Azcanta, I guess.
No fire, no steel.
So, if I dispersal this, I think I just discovery and pick Disinformation Campaign back up, but Disinformation Campaign the Excellence binding here. Yeah, both of these are great. Let's just keep both of these. Yeah, I agree. We have them dead in two different directions here. So we do this, and then I'm gonna go ahead and ultimate my Sarkhan. That was a slog of a game. All right, Contempt, Duress, Eldest Reborn, Expansion Explosion. Get all of this mopey removal out of my deck and sweepers. It was a lot of solid back and forth there. Lava Coil needs to get out of my deck. Need one more cut here. The Syncopate's probably just poop, right? Yeah, I'm just gonna cut the Syncopate. Do I want Doom Boy? Is Doom Boy better than any of these other cards I'm already playing? Yeah, I guess Bladewing's pretty mediocre. I like that. Bladewing has some dragon synergy, but we don't have a ton of, we don't really care about that too much. I like that suggestion. Yeah, some of them board in Legion War Boss for sure. That's definitely a thing I've seen Jeskai do. I guess it's real bad against Legion War Boss, but like most of our post-board hands are bad against Legion War Boss. Yeah, buddy. Never didn't have the shock land. God bless. Never didn't have it. Never didn't have turn 2 search for Azcanta. You can always find my deck list on the screen via the Stream Decker widget. Alternatively, you can also type !deck in chat to get a direct link to the deck list. I'm pretty sure I just leave that there. I'm leading on the Dragon's Horde here because I'd rather the Dragon's Horde get countered than my Sarkhan. Like, obviously, I can't Sarkhan. I can't Nicol Bolas or Niv-Mizzet this turn now, but we drew Nick, so like, whatever. So their bindings aren't card advantage. Well, I have Sarkhan to filter through my 1s and 2s, and I have Dispersal to fight their bindings as well a little bit. Yeah, this hand was a little bit medium to start, but it's definitely come together really well here. How could I have played Sarkhan and Nick, chat? Oh, and Nicol Bolas. Sorry, I'm thinking Niv-Mizzet. You're right. I could have played Sarkhan and Niv-Mizzet and Nicol Bolas. You're right. All right, so now that I drew this, I think I lead on this for sure. Whale poop. Goodbye to that one. That can stay right there.
Don't doubt my methods.
So we haven't played this specific iteration of Grixis Dragons on stream before, but we've played a lot of other previous iterations, and the Jeskai control matchups always felt really good for this archetype in my experience. How do we feel about Dispersal plus Nicol Bolas this turn? I think I actually really like that. I mean, like, Lyra just kind of checks my board pretty hard, so... Why would I Dispersal in the upkeep? What changes? Why is that better than just doing it now? And like, I have 7 mana here, so I get to flip Nick over next turn. Are we done here? I like how he does a little flip while he goes away. He like flips into the exile zone and then flips back into play.
You ought to die.
I don't know what Grixis discard is. How is that different than what we're currently playing? There are not any Jaya Ballard decks that I'm aware of in this current constructed format. Who's the weasel? And we're almost at the 90-minute mark, but I'm kind of picking up what this deck's putting down, so I'm gonna go ahead and swap the Syncopate in the main for a second negate and then play one more before we wrap up with this one. Fix the mana base. I think the mana base in this deck's very reasonable. At least until we get Blood Crypt. I think what we have here is decent. What do we got coming up after this one today? Oh, I might not get to White-Red aggro. We'll see. We'll see how long the other ones take. We may or may not. We're at least going to play 5-color Rampant Blue-Black Pirates after we're done today. After we're done with this deck. Might run long today since I was off yesterday. What's going on, Diva? Happy New Year. Alright, black-green mid-range. It's not a matchup we've played yet. Really want to hit a land drop next turn so that way we can Thought Erasure. Yeah, I think I gotta go ahead and just Discovery here, unfortunately. Can't really afford to miss a land drop. I'm gonna bin this Disinformation Campaign and take the lands here. Want to try and hit like our first 5 to 6 lands on time. I don't know, a lot of their creatures generate a lot of card advantage, Yunaru. Like, for instance, I get to kill this here, but like they're just gonna keep pressuring me, right? Hitting the 4th land here is pretty fantastic for us, though. So I get to like do this. Oh yes, they're what they have left over is real bad at this point. I think I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna keep that. Can you imagine how depressing your life has to be to like follow my stream and sit there and wait a while so you can like post spam in chat? I almost feel bad for people like that. Just like their home situation must be really terrible if that's the best thing they have to do with their lives. Take some of your negative hateful energy and put it into something constructive and give something back to the world rather than just being like one of the dregs of society. What do I want to do here? I think I need to just like Ritual of Soot the Shadelight Ranger. Like I'm so low on health right now. I think I'm just supposed to trade this one for one. Fantastic. I think I'm actually okay with that staying there. It's gonna be good eventually. We'll find another land next turn with the Discovery Dispersal, the Disinformation Campaign most likely. Negate is a great pickup here. So do I even want to Discovery at this point? I don't think I do. I feel like their only way to get back into this game is like a Planeswalker, a Find, or a Carnage Tyrant. And Negate checks the first two of those three. And if they don't give me something to negate here, I can just Moment of Craving the Elf at end of turn. Can we talk about how much better this was than what's it called would have been there? Syncopate? Syncopate would have been rancid dog poop. Wait, what? I guess they don't have any good creatures in there? I don't know. Binning that seems real loose. This Discovery is such an absurd amount of value. It triggers Niv, it surveils, and it picks the Disinformation Campaign back up. Yeah, I agree. I think they're at like Carnage tier bust at this point. And like they need to hit Tyrant like this turn, and Varix actually beats the Carnage Tyrant, right? This card puts 8 worth of power into play, which blocks Carnage Tyrant. Back it up, back it in. Let me begin. Brand new year, same great content. Raven, thanks for the 13 months. Thanks for shipping your Beza bucks back this way again this month. Welcome. All right, so Moment of Craving leaves a bit to be desired here. I think Contempt is great. I actually think Negate's probably not fantastic in this matchup on average. I think I want to go ahead and trim that. Actually, Doom Whisperer is probably not very good. Consul de Prius, thank you very much for the brand new Prime Support. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month. Do I want the Doom Whisperer? Doom Whisperer does trade with Carnage Tyrant. Doom Whisperer does trade with Carnage Tyrant, which is appealing. Draven, as a heads up, the modern prices have been permanently increased for the foreseeable future to a minimum of 25 for subs and 35 for non-subs, because the Magic Online content is just so much less popular than Arena. Yeah, Vivian counters Doom Boy, but like I'm not blanking Vivian. I don't know, maybe I have enough other stuff. I don't think Eldest is very good in this matchup. I think the opponent often has lots of little poopy creatures lying around, like Land War Elves and Explore creatures, that Eldest Reborn is rarely doing what you want it to do. Yeah, the 50 to 100% more viewers that I was having early on Arena versus Magic Online has stayed true and consistent. So I think the mix that I've hit here of like 1 part Magic Online to like 2 parts Arena is going to be like a good mix moving forward. I'm gonna have an announcement on Saturday that's gonna push me a little bit more towards focusing on Arena too, so like that mix is a good hit for now. Obviously, if things change, like, you know, Standard starts to suck again, we can reevaluate, but for the time being, this seems like the place to be. Yeah, I'm like Wizards adjacent, so I feel like I can announce the announcement. It's a very Magic the Gathering thing to do, is announcing the announcement. Well, their start is real slow here.
Time to step out of the
At this current point in time, they have no plans to add older non-rotating formats to Arena. They are, however, going to be adding a new non-rotating format to Arena next fall. So, Krendel, previously, I had done all of one format per stream. So, for instance, I did all Magic Online for 8 hours or all Arena for 8 hours, and the numbers when I did all Magic Online for 8 hours were much worse than the numbers when I did all Magic Arena for 8 hours. I think the matches where Daredevil is good are matches that are already good for this deck. So I make all my decisions based on data. So I've been doing this for a little while. I've only been doing this full time for a short bit, but I've been streaming on Twitch for, you know, going on for 4 or 5 years now. What's going on, Fars? Thanks for the 4-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah, tier 3 subs can submit build-arounds for standard for sure. Yeah, I really like this list. Yeah, MTGO is impossible to follow for people that don't know every card on the screen. And even for people that do know every card on the screen, it's just more boring compared to Magic Arena. For the record, I don't fault anyone for preferring Magic Arena to Magic Online. I prefer Arena to Magic Online too, and if I could play Modern and Legacy on here, I'd never load Magic Online again. But we're never going to be able to play Modern or Legacy on here. Anywho, as far as this deck goes, if you can cast the spells that you draw with this deck, it felt really, really powerful. I really liked the mix of spells that we had here. It felt pretty smooth overall. 4 Thought Erasure is just really great. This is a deck that's definitely only going to get better once we get Blood Crypt. Because like I said, if you look at this deck is basically a red-black with a blue splash. So the fact that we don't have like a red-black Shockland is kind of a really big deal. So this is definitely one of the archetypes that I'm going to be excited to play, not only with new Rakdos tools, but also just like having better mana. All right, what are we doing? We're moving on to the next